Well, GM, G, to the M. Great morning, my friends, DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between, welcome back. And welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guys, and dive down some inspirational and motivational rabbit holes unlike any other. Now, my friends, we got a show on tap for you here today on this beautiful Wednesday morning. If you haven't checked your calendar yet, it is October the 9th, 2024, and I hope you're ready to wake up like never before. We got topics on topics. We got clips on clips. We got energy for days that is going to make you get ready to crush this Wednesday. But before we bring the vibes, before we get this proverbial show train steaming on down the tracks of change, there is a few things I must humbly ask of each and every one of you. If you haven't already done so, and you can find it in that big old heart of yours to make it happen, maybe you could take a quick second too. Smash that subscribe button. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell down there as well. That's right, baby. Ding, ding, ding. It's time to go. Hit that like button too, don't you know? Maybe you could help that algo get pumping, going, and flowing this morning. If you're watching on X, you might as well hit that like button, hit that repost button too. Hell, even put out a quote tweet, let the people know why you're tuning in to Forge and Fuel this morning. If you're watching on Facebook, share that out, hit that like button. We appreciate you there. And if you're listening to the Forge and Fuel podcast on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit that follow button right now. Or maybe even leave us a 5-star rating. That certainly helps us grow, and we appreciate you doing that more than you know. Hey, if you find something during this show that makes you laugh, it makes you cry, it makes you think, it makes you go, I never thought of it that way before. Maybe it trips a trigger or two inside of you. Well, don't be a hoe. Share the show. Let the people know. Be a friend. Tell a friend as we continue the flow.
Be
My
rude.
friends, don't be rude. Let the people know. We can't thank you enough when you do. And I keep saying we. Well, yeah, that's right. It's not just me. I couldn't just sit here all morning long and blab away. Well, I suppose I could. But it'd get a little boring. You'd just be staring at my face all morning long. You'd hear the same perspective over and over. You'd never get the opposite side of the coin, if you will. So, my friends, let's welcome in the fuel to my forge, the ice to my fire, the bling to my... Ah, shit. I didn't know what the fuck happened. I don't know where I was going there. Who's to know? But he's the owner of the Grandpa Ape Country Club.
What?
He is the founder and the lead pro over there on the green.
What?
He is a professional DJ with a
What?
wide-ranging musical catalog, making him a human iPod,
What?
a purveyor of positive vibes,
What?
a curator of high-level energies,
What?
a certified PLP pusher,
What?
the jet plane flying,
What?
McLaren driving,
What?
Rolex rocking,
What?
the president of St. Louis, Missouri, my man, your guy, the one and the only, with an emphasis on the one. He's DJ Swirl One. Great morning over there, Swirl One. How you doing?
I'm definitely not the president of St. Louis, but I like the accolades. And thank you, DZ, for all the accents. What? It's awesome. Feels great to be here this morning. Hump day. Gotta be ready for hump day. What's my favorite day? It's actually not hump day. That's not my favorite day. Just so you know, I'm not
Hey,
like that, dude.
that's when Jeff Matthews does his best work. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Hey, great morning to all the Forge and Fuel fam out there. I see you all in the comments. I see you guys out there reposting everything. I appreciate that. Hey, before everybody gets too far ahead, try to match the amount of viewers with reposts right now on whatever platform. Doesn't matter if you're on YouTube, maybe you're on X. Hey, maybe you might be tuning in over at the Spotify, Apple Music. Give us a rating. What the heck? We're doing pretty good. We're still rocking. It's been a couple years we've been bringing this. So, hey, all I know is this. You know, I've got my water, so I am ready to hydrate. I have, yes, my Yeti cup with the grandpa on it. That's correct. Ready to rock there too. And I have not only Mr. Producer ready to rock this morning. I did my push-ups. My routine is on fire. Cap's ready to go. I don't know any other way to start my Wednesday other than sitting right here, hanging out and see what's going on with the show. So, Cap, why don't you kick us off? What do we got going on today? What's happening? What are we talking about?
Oh, we got lots to get into today, my friend. But before we do any inspirating, before we do any motivating, you know, I often say, in order to have a full day, well, this isn't my
You're not going
quote.
to make me cry right now, are you?
I don't know. This comes from the legendary Jim Valvano, right? In order to have a full day, we got to laugh, we got to cry, and we got to think. Well, the first one in there is laugh. And I believe that every day needs to start with just a little bit of laughter, baby. And I was talking with our Mr. Producer last night, and I said, Deez, I think I want to start bringing some funny clips to the show every single morning. That way we can get to people laughing before we get a little serious. And he says, oh, what are you going to choose for tomorrow? I said, Deez, I have no idea, man. I got plenty of them, but I don't know. He says, well, have you shared that video? You remember that video? You know, the one, the good. I said, oh, no, I haven't. I forgot about that one, my friends. So for all of you who may be in Europe or Australia or somewhere where you don't have a Second Amendment, this will be very foreign and almost uncomprehendable to your mind. But those of you who live in the great old US of A, please allow us to give you a few moments of proper gun safety.
Tip to gun safety is always keep your gun on safety when you're not ready to fire. Well, son of a bitch, Clyde.
I'm sorry.
I told you what. Get in the truck.
Well, son of a bitch, Clyde.
Another tip to gun safety is always keep your
Man, I
gun on
can't
safety
trust
when you're
Clyde
not
with
ready to fire.
anything.
Well, son of a bitch, Clyde.
I'm sorry.
I told you what. Get in the truck.
Get in the truck.
He says,
"Well, son of a
I'm
bitch, Clyde."
sorry. Like he's done that before, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
like that's not the first time he went and turned around and said, son of a bitch, Clyde. It's like not the first time those words have been uttered.
No, Clyde seems like one of them rednecks who utters those famous last words. Hey, hold my beer. Watch this.
Oh, man. I've done that a couple of times. I have absolutely done that. These days, it's not so much hold my beer. It's, hey, film this real quick. Oh, okay, I got you.
Watch this. Watch this. Famous last words. Hey, watch this. Who's to say, who's to know? Oh, fucking Clyde. Hey, got to shout out our guy Ted Logan in the chat this morning. He's down there in Florida giving his help, giving all of his efforts to what the hell's about to come, man.
He's over here talking about the hurricane. I know he's a flat earther, but he says, I hope it goes north. You know what I mean? He's like,
that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Who's to say, who's to know? I won't get too deep into the rabbit hole. I was deep in the hurricane rabbit hole last night. But just teasing.
Oh, I was too. It was all over my feed.
T's and P's to everybody in Florida, in Georgia. It looks like it's going to do some crazy stuff, some real crazy stuff. So please, if you are on the East Coast, you tune into our show, you know us, please be safe. Please be safe. I know you Floridians. We ride this shit out, man. We ain't scared no fuck that shit. We ain't scared no storm. Please.
He's at Captain Ron that thing.
Be safe. Well, also, old Lieutenant Dan out there on his 20-foot dinghy fucking saying, oh, well, you know what? The water's going to go up, but it's going to go down. And I suppose I can't disagree with him.
I saw this guy yesterday. He was sitting on a sailboat, 60 foot. He's like, I'm gonna ride this thing out. And I looked at him up and down. I was like, that guy's done this a couple times. I'm like,
100%. He points at his arm. He says, "You see this tattoo right here?"
yes,
Yeah. What is that?
yes, that guy.
IGY6. I
Yeah.
got your 6, and if I
Yeah.
got your 6, then he's got my 6. What do I have to worry about? I put my faith in God. I don't put my faith in man. Wow, seems like that guy's got it figured out. Who's to say? Who's to know? And all the perspective he was sharing, man, it was like he's learned how to be in the present moment, and he's not going to get bent out of shape about anything. He's not going to let anything kick him off his drive. I don't know, maybe a little something you could learn from the Lieutenant Dan of Tampa Bay. Who's to say? Who's to know? But my friends, there's the beginning of your show. A little gun safety for you. T's and P's to all of our friends and fam over there on the East Coast. Shout out to Ted Logan doing the Lord's work down there. But my friends, it's time to get rocking and rolling on today's show. It's time to get you fired up. It's time to do a little inspirating. It's time to do a little motivating. It's time to do a little conversating and debating. So let's get right on into it. No hesitation, no delay. Promptly, we get into your sharpening session. That's right, my friends. We are here live in prime time this morning, and I have some neighbors beating on the ceiling of theirs and on my floor. So if you hear boom, 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 that is exactly what it is, because apparently I have to talk like this.
Emotional damage.
You know,
Bingo. Thank you, Deez.
Actually hear that.
Yeah, they're total cunts. They're total cunts. They live a miserable life. They love misery. As a matter of fact, I sent a text. I got a text saying, "Oh, you have been disturbing in the morning, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Hi, those people who are complaining live a miserable life. I listen to them all day long, and all they do is argue and bitch and moan and complain at each other. And they just want to drag me into their misery. I won't allow that to happen. Please tell them to pound sand. Thank you." And that is exactly how I responded. They can suck my dick. They can lick my gooch. They can fuck off. I don't give a shit. You want to think how I care about it? Hey, I just want to make sure this is on recording so those fucks can see it. Go ahead. Try and break my stride. Try and stop me from bringing the energy. Try and stop the motivation and the inspiration. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna fucking happen, because misery loves company, and I ain't gonna slide by you, sweetheart. So keep being pissed off, keep being upset, or maybe you could turn into Forge and Fuel and stop living such a miserable life. Who's to say? Who's to know? But let's get into the show. It's your sharpening session. We ain't talking about those fuck sticks. We're talking about some other fuck sticks. Who's to say? Who's to know?
You're pushing your buttons, bro.
Oh man, they love it. Oh, they love to do it. It's all good in the hood. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Hold on.
Rewind. Forget everything. It's all good. Here we are. This morning sharpening session. All right, my friends. If you didn't see the title of the show, you may not know. Who's to say? Who's to know? So I'll be the first one to tell you. Our opening topic today, we're talking, is it a failure or a new chance to flourish? Is it a failure or a new chance to flourish, or a chance to find a new way? Well, in order to give you some background, give you a little perspective, I got to tell you a few stories in relation to where my thoughts are here. So yesterday, I'm at the gym. Oh, big surprise. Shocker. Who's to say? Who's to know? And I'm over there, and I'm hitting this, I'm hitting that. I'm having a great chest day. And in between one of my sets, I look over, and one of my favorite machines is open. The hammer decline press. And if you ain't ever got on a hammer press decline, you're out of your freaking mind. It's one of the best machines there is in the game. Load the plates up and just go to work. So I see it open. I say, well, hot diggity dog, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get me some work. Well, I get about halfway over there, and I start setting my stuff down, and I got my long sleeve shirt on, and I throw it over the top of the machine just to indicate, hey, this is mine. Nobody fucking touch this. Well, as I throw it over, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I said, uh-oh, I think I stole somebody's machine. So I turn around, and here's this big old tall drink of water. I got to look up at him like this, for crying out loud. I'm thinking, why did God make me so short? But whatever, here we are. So I'm looking up, hi, sir, how are you? Great to meet you today. He said, hey, man, I got 2 more left in there. I said, oh shit, my bad. I don't want to take that from you. That's my fault. My fault. Hey, it's all yours, brother. He said, oh, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for being cool. Whatever. I'll get in and get out real fast. I said, take your time, bro. I need a little extra rest. I'll sit here. I'll relax. No big deal. He said, oh, come on, man. Now you're going to sit here and watch me fail? And I just stopped. And I looked at him. I said, what the hell you mean? He said, well, you're going to sit there and watch me work now, and this is probably my failure set. And I said, failure set? Is it a failure or a chance to find a new way? And better yet, Bob, that whole failure thing, that whole machine over there, that's between you and you. You don't even know me. Who the fuck am I? You're worried about my opinion, whether or not you're going to fail, whether or not you're actually going to be able to move that weight. I said, go get under that weight and move that. Don't worry about what the hell I think. And this kid did 3 extra sets, banging this weight like I'm sure even he didn't believe he could do. And he popped out of that machine, dapped me up and said, hey, thanks, bro. Fuck, I really needed that perspective. That was awesome. I like that. I said, yeah, man, there are no failures in this life. It's just a chance to find a new way, an opportunity to flourish again, an opportunity to get yourself back in the game. There are no failures, man, but it's so crazy how many young cats like you think about failure before they think about anything else. And I suppose I thought about another story too. You know, when I first started this game that I'm in now, it was 2020, 2021, and I got into podcasting. And I had started my company, Talking the Line Sports Media. And we had some great podcasts. We'd started to build a little bit of a following. We're rocking and rolling. But at the beginning, we didn't have nobody. I had no following. I barely had 1,000 followers on X. I had no followers on Instagram. I had nothing on Facebook. I really wasn't out there. I was in no algorithms. People didn't know who I was, and they sure as shit didn't know what Talking the Line Sports Media was. And every morning, I would go live. And on this same exact platform I'm looking at right here, and up in the top left corner, it would say 1. And that would mean that I had 1 concurrent viewer. I had 1 viewer on my show. And I knew exactly who it was. It was my mom. It was my mama bear. Every single day, even though she didn't know what the hell sports gambling was, she had no clue what stats I was talking about. She couldn't tell you anything about any of the teams or anything that I was speaking on. She was still there. And then it turned into 2. And it was GP. And then 3. And Aunt Donnie and GP and Mama Capp were always watching. They were always right there. And then it turned into 15 and 20 and 25 and 30 and 50. And then we started having some success within our show. But I'll tell you what's the hardest thing in the world is when you have this vision, you have this dream, and no one's showing up for it. And you expect that everybody's going to take a hold of what you're doing and love what you're bringing to the market, and no one pays attention. The hardest thing in the world is to produce a podcast that's not made for your mommy when your mommy's the only one watching. You ain't got no idea what type of gumption it takes to continue to bring that fire, continue to bring that drive when you know you're failing live in prime time. When all that is on your mind is, oh my gosh, this is a failure. How the hell am I going to get through the next 2 hours of this show? Day in and day out, I did it over and over again. And now look at us. Now look at where we're at. We have such an amazing viewer base. I can't thank you guys enough for those of you who have started to tune in live, the hundreds and hundreds of you that tune in live. It is so amazing to me. I'm so grateful for it because I've been on the shows where I have 1 live viewer and I know no one else is coming in here. But guess what? It's the same with that kid underneath the weight. The same with that kid that got in that hammer press decline machine. Whether 1 person or 1,000 people are watching you, either you do or you don't. Whether 1 person is watching you fail or 1,000 people are watching you fail, either you do or you don't. Either you fail or you find a new way. Either you become a winner or you stay a loser today. Either you become the best version of you or you regress into something that you can't even recognize anymore. Whether 1 or 1,000 people buy into what you do, whether it is a massive failure in your eyes, can you still keep going forward? I say yes every time. I say continue to send me. I say I will find a new way because I know that failure doesn't exist anywhere but right in here. Failure is not real. It is not a thing. The only place it exists is in your mind. And if you get out of your own way, you change your mindset from failure to chance to find a new way, you remove defeat and retreat from your vocabulary, you decide to stand tall on the battlefield, I promise you, eventually you will find that success you're looking for. It may not be in the way you anticipated or how you wanted it to go. I'm sure the kid that started Talking the Line Sports Media was still thinking that TTL was going to be rocking and rolling in 2024. Well, unfortunately, I had to close the doors in 2022 and start pursuing something else. Now, here I have an opportunity with this amazing company each and every day to watch others get better, make myself better, and watch this entire thing grow. So whether one person is watching you fail or 1,000 people are watching you fail, can you continue to find a new way? What do you think?
I'll tell you, it's tougher watching 1,000 people watch you fail. I guarantee that. I've been there. I've done that a couple times, as a matter of fact. I've come out the top of that deal. So, and to that point, you know, I talked about going to Vegas and getting all excited about the first time I'm playing Vegas. Everybody showed up, right? All my friends showed up. As a matter of fact, I brought a caravan with me. Thank God I did. I told everybody I'm doing it, right? And so I'm sitting there, and the night of that, I'm so excited. I'm all popped up, you know, I'm getting in there. And all of a sudden I realize it's just going to be us. And I realized it within 2 minutes of me being in this place. I'm like, wow. And then I'm thinking, well, I might as well have a good time with this. And I turn around and in comes my mom and my brother. And I'm like, of all shows you can show up to this one where nothing's happening. And this is, let's have some fun, right? So
here we are now.
That's kind of where I got that from. Here we are now. You know, yes. Where do we go from here?
I listen, bro. I listen to you. I don't just sit here looking pretty, bro. I listen to you.
So funny, man. So the biggest thing too, you talked about, hey, if there's one person and it's your Aunt Donnie, it's your mom, it's Grammy P, all that, right? Hell, my mom don't even watch my shows at all, period, ever, at all. So at least you got your mom to watch them. If I turned that thing on, if I didn't tell you about it, nobody would show up. I'm just going to tell you right there. I'm just going to say that's just the way it would be. But with that being said, you put that on for a reason. You know why you're there. You know why you wanted to put that on. You have a talent you want to show. You have a message you want to spread. You got something you want to display on real, live, prime time for everybody to see, and you've prepared for that. So regardless if one person shows up or 10,000 people, they all deserve 100% of your show. They deserve 100% of your attention in what you're doing. Why would you ever not get up and give your all? Here's the thing that you think about. I would tell you, you might show up to a show and be the only person there playing, and there might be only one person in the crowd, and it might not be somebody you know at all, okay? So you're like, whatever, hey, I get this nice sound system. I got this whole room to myself. I love doing this anyway, right? Which you should love doing that. And then you get all the way into your craft, and you have the most amazing time, set, performance, whatever you want to call it. And then all of a sudden, the one person out there and just, you're like, thanks, appreciate that. Appreciate you coming out. Off you go. You don't think nothing else of it. And that person there was a scout, or that person there was a part of a book, maybe a book publishing company. Maybe it was a part of a special place that says, hey, I'm looking for a new motivational speaker. I want somebody who's unknown. And they showed up to a place like that, and they were the ones doing it. Would you waste that opportunity right then? Would you want to look back and say, there's only one person here, so I'm going to play for like 30 minutes. I don't know why I'm even playing. There's nobody listening to me. Well, if you're doing it for everybody else to be listening to you, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You should believe in what you're saying and what you're doing and what you're building to the point where it doesn't matter. If you say it loud enough and you're more consistent about it, somebody's going to stop and listen. That's just the bottom line. And that's what this show is. We've been doing this for 585 different days. And some days, me and Cap turn that little phone on, turn the record button on. One or two people showed up and couldn't look at each other in the past, but now I might look over and go. But we're going to continue on. So, hey, we're excited about this. Just like when, like I said, I'm okay with failing in front of 1, 2, or 3 people because generally if they show up, they care about your performance. When you show up in front of 10,000 people and you fail there, that's where the problem comes in because half those people want to see you fail anyway. So they are absolutely going to clap, laugh, point their finger, and make you feel even worse about it. I promise you that.
That's a hell of a thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of it wrong. I don't know. Maybe I would want to fail. Maybe I'm just sick. Maybe I'm a sicko. Maybe I'm a psycho. I don't know. Maybe I would want to fail in front of more people so they could point at me, laugh at me, tell me I'm crazy. That way I could prove more people wrong. I could fall flat on my face in front of more people so I could prove more people wrong. I'm not stopping no cap. You might call me fucking insane. You might call me nonsensical, but I'd rather fail in front of more people. I get more and more hyped up. The more people come in the show, I get more and more hyped up. I don't, oh shit, fuck, now there's 100. Oh shit, now there's 200. Oh shit, now there's 300. I better go way down here so nobody can fucking see me. I don't want to have to anybody know anything. Hi everyone, how's it going? No, we're up here, we're bouncing. I'm making so much doggone energy. The fucking people below me can't even stand the energy. They're so damn negative. There's so much positivity coming out of here. They can't even handle it themselves, right? So why would I not want to show up for that? Why would I not want to bring that energy? And the only way you don't win is if you're not in the race, man. That's all I could keep thinking about. If you just put yourself in the positions, right? We just put ourselves out there every single day. You never know what door's going to open. You never know who's going to see this show. You never know who's going to see a clip. You never know who's going to say, wait a minute. I've been looking for those 2 guys, and right there the hell they are. Holy shit. But I'll tell you where that wouldn't have happened. Is if we just stayed in a silo, continuing to do the same things over and over again, expecting different results. If we kept doing everything we thought was right and realizing, yeah, this is probably wrong and decided not to change it at all. I say it all the time. Sometimes pounding the stone, it's never going to break open because you're using the wrong tool. Maybe you got to look, I'm using a rubber mallet to bust open the old rock right now, and I need a official big old Thor's hammer to get through this damn thing. I got to figure it out, right? And that's the type of mindset I bring to this, man. As long as I'm on the machine, as long as I'm on the show, as long as I'm making the call, as long as I'm on the timeline, as long as I'm in the race, I can't lose. I may not win this lap. I may not win the next lap. Fuck, I might not win the next 249 laps. But you ain't seen me on the 250th. You ain't seen what my foot can do on 250th. You ain't seen how I can throttle out at turn 3 on that 250th lap. You don't know me. You may have known the dog that went around in circles 249 times, but you don't know about this 250th.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And that's what I keep coming for, baby. For that surprise motherfucker moment. Hey, I'm still here. I didn't fall out of the race. That's what I'm in it for.
Bro, I'm going to tell you, I failed in front of 1,000 people before, more than once. And it's not so much you get, how do I say, the adrenaline definitely goes off the charts. You start sweating immediately. There's nothing you can do about it. It just is just like profusely. I don't know if you've ever watched Airplane and there's that scene where he's just dripping all over this. That is exactly... That's it. I'm telling you, that's how it feels. It's like somebody turns the water on. But it's not so much what happens with the people that are pointing their fingers. It's the day after when you're there by yourself and you're reliving it. Man, that hurts. And I know because I've been there. And then you relive that for hell until you forgive yourself for it. It took me a couple of years, actually. But with that being said, I was able to get in front of a crowd that big, actually larger than that later on in time, and completely go insane and have so much fun. And none of those things ever happened. But because you know why? At that time, I had already forgiven myself. And by that time, I had already said, you know what? The good thing is that part is past you. Here we are now. Where do you go from here? Right? And I think that's what people don't understand. The past doesn't define you. That the mistake you made yesterday has no bearing on what you're going to do today. Has none. So what? Bad things happened yesterday. Okay, great. Guess what? Here we are today. What are you going to do with today? You're going to worry about yesterday? That's already done and gone. Hey, if it's finite and there's nothing you can do about yesterday, and let's say, I don't know, you lost your job or what have you. Okay, then where are you at today? You're going to go find another one? Are you going to go and sit there and wonder, oh my gosh, are you going to take the day off at this point? Or are you going to get back to work? Because here we are now. Like Capp said, if you're sitting on the sidelines, you're literally watching everybody else succeed. And even if they're failing, they're doing more than you are. At least they're out there trying, right? Yeah, I'm just saying. So you have to get in the game. You can't catch the pass unless you are in the game. You cannot be part of the play if you're not there in the starting gate. It's just the bottom line. So doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how good you are. Just like we talked about Tom Brady yesterday. If you only get 2 reps, take those 2 reps and do the most you can with them. You have to. You can't waste them. That's your opportunity right there. And like I said, if that one person's in that crowd, that one person might mean the whole difference. As a matter of fact, that whole person is 100% of your crowd. Why wouldn't you give them 100% of your effort?
Ooh. The bombs are flying this morning, my friends. How often do we relive our mistakes? Golly, I tell you. Woo! And that's one of the worst things you can do, man, is when you go to those times where you think, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna figure out this thing called life, I'm gonna do a little healing. And then you start thinking about all those things. And instead of healing and say, okay, why did this happen? How have I become better? You just go back into beating yourself up over and over and over again. I had this conversation with DZ the other day about some fucking story he's told me 1,000,001 times since the first time we met. And I said, when are you going to stop telling me that fucking story? And he started hubbing in his words. And I said, exactly, motherfucker. You still think you're that kid in your head in those short little tiny moments of the day where you get back in your head where you're that 12-year-old, 100-pound soaking wet kid. You're a fucking dog. You ain't that fucking guy. Get out of that mindset when you were making those mistakes, when you were doing those stupid things. You're this version now. Yeah, you were that version in the past, but that version's dead. He's so far gone. He's decades in the past. He don't even exist anymore. Why are you still thinking about him? That'll only bring you back to that level. Why do you think people stay in the same monotonous rut and cycle? Because the moment they get right there to level up, they remember the thing in the past that stopped them from leveling up. And they say, well, if I couldn't do it in the past, well, I guess I won't be able to do it in the future. Instead of remembering what Swirl said and saying, the greatness that you seek is already inside of you. It's already available to you. You've already been great before. Maybe not great and grandiose on the scale that you thought. Maybe you're not in the bright lights and you ain't been on CBS News, but maybe you're still doing the right things. Maybe you still found greatness in small ways. And because it's not what social media is showing or the favorite person you follow, you think you don't stack up. Well, guess what? Your life isn't their life. Just like that kid on the hammer decline, my life is not your life. Those reps are not my reps. I don't care about them, bro. All I care about is you getting better. And if you're getting under that weight and getting better, then what the hell difference does it matter to me? I got no bearing on anything you can do. All it is between you and you. To talk about yesterday, it's between your ears. The thing rolling around in your head, that's all it's between. You and you. And so many people want to find their success in others or something or emulate some podcaster or some, oh, if I do it this way, then well, guess what? Anytime you try to do it that way, it's never going to work because you're not them. And they pursued their passion. They listened to the creator. They got their gifts and they said, okay, I'm going to do whatever I can to make this come into a reality. And you only know them in the bright lights. You don't know the 30 years of dark toil, struggle, pain, blood, sweat, and tears that they've had to gone through just to have 1 year in the bright lights. And that's all you care about. I guarantee you, if you knew about those 30 years, you wouldn't trade places with that person for a half a second. You realize you got it pretty cushy. Life is pretty damn good, and things are pretty sweet on this side. You know what? I'm not failing so much. Wow. You know what? I'm doing pretty good at this thing called life. Wow. Is that all it is at the end of the day? It's not about a job. It's not about a relationship. It's not about the gym. It's not. How are you doing at life? How are you doing at life? And if you're finding new ways to become successful and looking failure straight in the face, standing up 8 when you fall down 7, then you're doing your job. And that's all this life comes down to.
Buddy, right there it is. My first DJ job was 11 people. My last was 11,000. Imagine quitting. Shout out Malka. It's true. You know, people stop so quickly and they never see the breakthrough. They never get to that point where they win. They never do. And part of it is this. You just said it. They don't think they're great. They don't think they stack up. You know, the other day I talked about remembering those times when you won something, you did something, you were proud of yourself. And I wrote this down. I didn't bring it up my last point, but it's definitely something that goes along with this right now is people don't look at the small dubs. They don't put the notches. You know that guy that's going to ride out that hurricane? That guy's got tattoos for every one of the hurricanes he's rode out. I promise you. So, but you know why he knows he's going to win? Because he keeps the score. He understands, hey, today's a dub. Tomorrow's a L. Today's a dub, right? That's why people don't like to track their weight. That's why people don't want to track their days of doing their workouts, or that's why they don't want themselves tracked at work and don't want accountability at work, because you know why? That tracking will let them know that they are not winning the game. So what's the best way? Ignorance is bliss. If I don't know the score, I don't know I'm losing. Whoa, man. There's those others out there like me, like Capp, like DZ, like others that we say every day, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to log my food so I can keep track of my dubs. I need to know what that is, right? I'm going to keep track of all the things that I do and make sure that I'm tracking them on a basis so that I know whether I'm winning or losing. That's the key. Do I know the metrics of what a win looks like? And am I measuring up to that? When that happens, you can start picking out those wins and putting them in the mental Rolodex. So when I say to you something like, hey, remember a time where you won something or you were successful at something, you did something well, that you could go back and say, oh, yeah, there was that time. That's what happened. And how did it make you feel? Did you feel 10 feet tall with 6-foot strides? Okay, great. We need you to feel that way again. What did you do to get to that? How did you prepare for that? What did it taste like? What did it smell like? What did it feel like? Right? That's how you get honed in. You have to start keeping tallies right here. Keeping tallies of your hurricanes. How many have you beaten?
Hey, we just learned something new about our guy, Ted Logan. For real, Marco. I remember playing clubs while the employees were literally sweeping the floors to go home while you were still playing. Didn't stop me for a second. Damn right, baby. That's that energy I'm talking about. Holy shit.
Man, check this out. I went to Dothan, Alabama one time. And if you guys know where Dothan,
Metropolis,
Alabama,
baby. Metropolis.
It's a
popping.
massive city. Let me tell you. Hey, I was hired by this club to come out there and play. And this is a pretty funny story. But so first off, I never heard of this place. Second off, it was kind of a little bit of a mission to get there. Third, when I walk in the club, I walk in and there's like, really, it's packed. It's packed. There's people everywhere. And all I hear is this band. Oh,
no.
I'm like, dude, this place, there's people everywhere. I'm like, do I play after? No. This right here isn't your stage. You're in the back. You got the bigger stage. I'm like, oh, wow. Man, this stage is like this. I mean, gosh, let's go. So we opened up the next door, and it was crickets. Walked down. I was like, where's everybody at? Oh, when they're done with that crowd, they'll come in here. I'm like, that crowd is going to come into this big room after that, after listen to a DJ after what that. I still played my 3 hours to me and the DJ only, just me and nobody else in the entire place. So the DJ that's usually there and me, we just looked at each other. Let's just go back to back and just turn this up. And we did. Not one person ever walked in the entire place all night long. Not one.
Can you still bring that energy, man?
It was loud. Man. I had some of the best, dude. I can't tell you some of the best pictures of us from that night. I had an amazing time, and I didn't see not one person in the crowd.
Damn. That's some shit. Who's to say? Who's to know? You know, it makes me think of the J&J Weekend Getaway, right? Second annual. Would have loved to have more people there for, Friday night, but still showed up. Still brought the vibe, still brought the energy, still got everybody hyped up, rocking and rolling, still was tossing out chocolates to the crowd. I mean, we were making it happen, And gosh, fuck, just one more thought that I had. You talk about keeping the score, right? I thought about that quote that I said a while back ago. It's 10s only season. It's 10s only season. And whether that's women or cars or business or life or what, it's 10s only season. And sometimes you might not get a 10. You might, I got a 7. Oh, I took that 7 home from the bar. Oh, I took that 4 home from the bar. Oh, shit. Damn it. Happens to the best of us. It's all right. Grenade whistle. Who's to say, who's to know, DJ Pauly D. But if you accidentally take that 4 home, remember tomorrow you can go back after a 10. If you missed the mark today, if you don't have the right score you wanted, you can go back after it. Say it's 10s only season. Am I going after all 10s? And that's to bring it full circle. That's not 10s for anybody else. That's 10s for you. That's 10s for your life. What does 10s mean to you? Not what somebody else on the internet thinks is a 10, what you think is a 10. And if you can find those 10s in your life and just start stacking them like a motherfucker, the next thing you know, you'll look back one day and you'll say, wow, I got a pretty cushy life. I like the way things are going right now. Took me a hard time and a lot of work to get here, but shit, feels pretty good. Who's to say, who's to know? What do you think, Swirl One?
I'm just laughing at the comments. Doth is about an hour from us, and then Ted saying, shit, that was probably my band. Like, you have no idea.
These motherfuckers are so electric. Dude.
I'm telling you.
I love these motherfuckers.
Hey,
in the
that band was killing it. There was so many people watching them, but there was, nobody watching me. Let me tell you, that only, I can literally count on my hand how many times I showed up to a place and less than 5 people showed up. I literally can. And it's been 25, 28 years of DJing. So just goes to show that, what did Primus say? They all can't be zingers.
Who's to say, who's to know? Oh, yeah. You thought you knew us, but you got no idea. You thought you knew the motivation and the inspiration that was going to come your way this morning, but it was no way. You had no clue. And we began to talk in the cream. The cream rise to the top. And now you're inspired and motivated like never before. Who's to say, who's to know? Hey, come on. I had to get you a little macho, man. I was feeling real good. It's feeling real good in the hood. Hey, man, chill out. Don't judge me, bro. I'm just feeling good out here. I'm trying to get another complaint from the people downstairs.
I'm trying so hard not to just start crying over here.
Who's to say, who's to know? But my friends, hey, laugh, cry, think, baby. You never know what's going to happen on this show. The wings of freedom.
Dream of freedom,
we spread
baby.
them wide. We spread them wide as we continue to soar through the skies of change. Oh, man. See, you must do this for a living or something. And we get into the second segment of the day, my friends. It's time to do a little reacting, a little additional perspective sharing, and doing a little more trigger tripping as we get into your Reaction Refinery. Okie dokie, my friends. We got 4 clips on tap for you here today, and we got some different ones. Honestly, we got a couple that are just random humming beans, giving us some great perspective. One's a young man, a real young man. One's just a random feller. We're going to hear from a wrestling icon, if you will, that I got an opportunity to meet at one point in my life. And we're going to say hi to a random feller who is a motivational speaker, a mindset coach, and a content creator. So let's get it cracking with the first clip of the day. It comes from a young man. I'm not sure his name. I wish I could reference him. I wish I could shout him out. But this was just one of those you find on Reels and you say, son of a bitch, I got to bring that to the show. So this young man is going to tell us about what's more important, what's on your feet or what's in your head.
This came from the park. There's this kid teasing me because I have felines on. Now mind you, I am not a material person. I just wear filas because, you know, I like the color and I think they're cool. They might not be what's popular today, but you know, that's what I like. So, you know, I told the kid, it's not about what I have on my feet, it's about what I have inside my head. No matter what I'm wearing, no matter what I have on, it's about my information, the knowledgeable things in life. These sneakers are not even going to fit you in 20 years from now. So it's about what you have in your mind, your wisdom, your knowledge, the power to inspire others. And parents, please don't raise your children like the materialistic type, because, you know, once they don't have Jordans on or cool clothes, they're going to feel like they're not important. They're going to feel like they need the golden or the Jordans or the cool stuff, the popular stuff to make them feel important.
Talk about some words from a young king, man. Oh, sheesh. Other thing you said in there, they ain't even going to fit you in 20 years. The hell you worried about this thing? And fast forward it to when you were an adult and you got something big. You even going to be worried about that outfit in 20 years? You can be worried about that car in 20 years. You can be worried about them shoes in 20 years. Is that even going to be in your possession in 20 years? Or have you going to leveled up so much that you're not even going to recognize that car anymore? Right? Where are you at? What's it going to be in 20 years? And, you know, I thought about it. I never had the nicest shoes. It took me to get older to realize that Mama Capp was just doing the best she could. She spent every dime she had just to put me into a parochial school. If you don't know what a parochial school is, it is a private school that is based on a religion and tied to some sort of church. And I grew up in the Lutheran School Association, and it took my mom every dime she had just to put me in that school, to ensure that I didn't go to Decatur public schools and I didn't turn out like a fuck up, like so many people that I grew up with that ended up in the same situation or either in jail or doing fuck all in Decatur, Illinois. Look where I'm at. Look what I've done. But guess what? I may have not had the Jordans. I never had the Nikes, but I'll tell you what I had. I had my AND1s. I'll never forget my blue and white AND1s. I had these blue and white ones, and everybody would make fun of me for them. Oh, you don't have the Jordans. Oh, what are those? What are those, brothers? AND1s. What are those? Oh, my gosh. I would get made fun of endlessly for my shoes as a kid. The clothes that I would wear, they would come from a thrift store or a day old or whatever. My belts weren't the newest fashionable Louis belts. They came from a thrift store, and people would make fun of me for it. But I never cared because I knew how much my mom cared. I knew how much she was just trying to provide a life for me. And I look back and I realize, oh my gosh, we didn't have a fucking pot to piss in. But my mom always made sure I had somewhere to go. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out, Mama Bear. Thanks for making my life pretty damn good. Some of my thoughts on that one. What do you think, Swirl One?
Feelers are cool, bro. Feelers are cool. I'm all right with feelers, bro. Hey, feelers. Hey, shout out AI. He used to make feeler like a big name. You'd always see him with a feeler like jacket, shirt, something, right? So, hey, if you remember, K-Swiss are really cool. If you remember, you could put like the different little triangles in there, make your colors whatever color you wanted. Buddy, can't hate on a kid for feelers and some K-Swiss. Not only that, back when I was growing up, I don't even know if they make them anymore because I haven't seen them and I'm sure they do. But Airwalk was a big deal. Now it's more Vans than anything, but Airwalks were the deal. Oh, see, you don't. Oh man,
I'm too young, bro.
Google Airwalk skater shoes, bro. Unreal, badass, vintage shit. Really cool stuff. Anyway, so the kid is smart because the first thing he loved the parents. Love the parents of this kid thinking about that kind of stuff. Oh, British Knights. Stop it, Ted. Look at the PJs. Oh, man. All right, let's stop. Let's do. You got to go back. Okay. So the kid's smart because the first thing he says is, hey, you can't take that away from you. The knowledge you bring, the culture, the travel. That's why I've told you guys, man, all I want to do is sell everything. Why? Because I don't need any of this shit. Half the stuff I don't use ever. Really, what I'd rather have is experiences, right? Shout out to anybody who's out there trying to get experiences on a daily basis. People wonder, hey, how can I travel so much? Well, sheesh, how can you not? You're literally not doing anything with your life. That's the biggest thing. How can you not? Comparison is the thief of joy. Man, don't let nobody rain on your parade. Don't let them tell you because you're not rocking the red bottoms that you don't have a successful life. Man, I'm telling you, I got people I know who have red bottoms that aren't worth their crap. I'm telling you that. Here's the other thing. You don't want to be known for somebody that wants material things. I tell you, I've dodged a bullet a while back. I thought I didn't at first, but the more I look back on it, I dodged a bullet. I'm so glad that person decided to call me and say certain things, because let me tell you what, some people really are just in it for what you can give them and not what you can provide. And that's the difference. And what you can provide is generally a great experience, a good person. I mean, the intellect that you bring to a relationship should be everything. That's what keeps the conversations going. That's what keeps the ideas flowing. That's what keeps the creativity. That's what it is. You have to continue to be yourself. And don't forget and shout out to DZ. Hey, DZ, it's okay to be a kid every now and then. Just don't act like it in public. But you can still remember those kid thoughts and be like, oh, yeah, I still like Hot Wheels. Oh, yeah, Legos are cool. I'm with that.
Hey, I'm all about it, bro. I'm all about it. Hey, man, I got to tell you, I remember the airwalks, bro. I remember the airwalks. I'm fucking crazy, bro. I just hadn't seen them in so long. I had to
They're
refresh my
badass.
memory.
Those
Hey,
are
man.
great, dude. Are
Yeah,
you
man.
kidding me?
I had some homies who had a couple pairs of airwalks, and I was like, yo, those are dope. I was a skater kid growing up in high school. I had middle school. I had the swoosh hair. I looked like Justin Bieber. I wore black clothes with skulls, and oh yeah, that's my style right there. So
You know,
okay,
speaking of which, you brought up Justin Bieber real quick, and I actually wrote him down a little while ago.
no Diddy.
That's my point, though. Think about this. You got to be careful what you want in life, because that kid wanted to be famous, and now look what's happened to him. I don't know what happened to his life, but God bless that kid.
Or
Literally,
did he? Or did he? Or did his parents just sell him to get money?
Regardless, that's possible. Bottom line is that's extremely possible. But God bless that kid, because you can tell now he's a good kid. He's a good person. You can tell. Here's the other thing. People are like, and you think about all the millions of people that have watched this kid do shows and have lost their minds because he's there. And he married this girl who probably thought, oh my gosh, I got the king of the kings. And don't get me wrong, that probably is her king. But she gets to weigh that baggage too that he's got. And she's got to deal with all the stuff that he's dealing with. She's got to be an extremely strong person to handle the kind of emotional damage that person's had to deal with. So think about that. Just because, hey, they're famous or this or that, it doesn't make one person better than the other. I don't care if they have Sennas and all. They can have 10 Sennas. That doesn't make them a good person. It doesn't mean they don't have damage. Doesn't mean that they're not harboring something, hiding something, or they haven't gone to war with themselves and won already. So think about that. This woman's going to have to go through that with him. And that's part of being in a relationship. And that's part of being like real in life. You have to understand that damage, that knowledge, it stays with you, whether you forgive yourself or not. It's still going to be there, and you got to deal with it.
Hell of a bunch of perspective to open up the second segment of the day. Who's to say, who's to know, baby? Hope you're enjoying it so far, my friends. If you are, hey, hit a like, hit a repost, maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on a notification, smash another like, smash a share, whatever you got to do. Don't be a host, share the show. Let the people know why you're tuning in to Forge and Fuel, and we'll carry on with this flow. We get into the second clip of the day, my friends, and we say hello to an icon. A World Wrestling Federation icon. A man who back in the year of 2018, I was working at a restaurant called CJ's Pizzeria. And I was working the breakfast shift, 8 a.m. to about 2 p.m. And my boy, Corey Reed, shout out Creed, if you're watching live in prime time, my guy. He comes back to the waiter station, to the expo line, and he says, Colt, you're not going to believe this. I said, what am I not going to believe, Creed? Called him Creed. His name was Corey Reed. Called him Creed. What am I not going to believe, Creed? He says, dude, the diamond is in our section. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? He said, DDP is in our section. I said, wait, excuse me, what? He said, Diamond Dallas Page is in our section. I said, the DDP, the one and only? You mean Diamond Dallas is in? You what? No. And I looked around the corner, And sitting right there in the booth is the one and only Diamond Dallas Page. And we go up there, we shake his hand, we have some great conversations. We talk about yoga, we talk about fitness, we talk about how his new life is going. It was fucking electric. I'll never forget it. So this morning, we bring to the show the one and only DDP as he tells us how to be the calm.
Here's one for you. Learning how to be calm when being disrespected is a superpower. Learn it and own it.
Short and sweet.
Bro, I practice that all the time at the airports, baby. I am the calm. Let me tell you. Everybody mad, stressed out, can't handle their luggage, their kids, all that. I'm calm. Being calm. I'm telling you, that is the true measure to me anymore of how much I have my mentality figured out. Because in the past, boy, I would get mad just like anybody else. Or I'd get frustrated, or I'd start looking at people who on me and sighing and all the different things. Nope, not anymore. Stoic, baby. Calm, cool, collected. Looking around with a little smirk on my face. Because then they look at you and they're like, why is this guy smiling so much? You know why? Because I'm happy to be in this situation. Right? When I say yesterday, hey, what's my part in this? Hey, I showed up. I'm on this plane. We all knew this was going to happen. I don't know why you're acting like it's crazy trying to get off this plane. It just does every time. People can't get their luggage out. Yeah, people act like it's brand new. Right? Come on, man. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Why we got to make it so complicated? Shout out, Mac.
Why does everything got to be so complicated? Man, be the calm. Be the calm in the chaos, in the storm of this life. Be the umbrella to somebody else's bullshit. Man, that was so good right there. That's the key of everything. If you can stay calm no matter what storm, no matter what obstacle, trial, tribulation, disrespect, loss, if you can just stay calm, just stay in the moment. And it just comes down to controlling your brain and then choosing to respond instead of choosing to react. It's all it is, man. And if you can just be the calm in every situation, people are going to notice it. People are going to be attracted to it. People are going to want to know how you're so stoic while the fucking world's collapsing. Everything's obliterating. How are you so calm? Because I work on this a lot. And it's not easy. I promise you, it's not easy. But it's the only way for me. Who's to say, who's to know? I used to get angry like anybody else. Fly off the handle. No question. No question. But I'll tell you what, being calm is a whole lot better if you ask me. Who's to say, who's to know? But, my friends, we get into our third clip of the day. This one's a little bit longer. I got two little bit longer ones and then two short hitters. So, we say hello now to a man who goes by the name of Kyle Frungian. And I've showed his clips on here once or twice before, but not in this form. This one I really liked because I think not only can you apply it to what he's doing in the video, I think you can apply it to almost in every area and aspect of your life. So this morning, Kyle is going to tell us about our brain's excuses.
She's far away now. She said something back there. She walked right past me. Can't go back up to her now. No, that's bullshit. Excuse me. Hi, I was actually headed that way, but I just wanted to tell you I really liked your outfit today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, your brain's gonna tell you every valid excuse for you to not take the uncomfortable action. There's too many people nearby. I can't go up to her. She's on the phone. She's gonna reject me. Doing the thing anyway, despite your valid excuses, is what's gonna bring you the most growth. So take action today, and every time you do, it's a fuck yeah, let's go.
Doing the thing despite your excuses. And
Hell
obviously,
yeah, do the thing.
right? And obviously he's picking up chicks and he's giving you examples of how to approach and give
Doesn't
compliments, but you can do that anywhere in life. Just do the thing. And isn't it so crazy? Like your brain will tell you that, oh, she's too far away. I can't turn around and go get her. Oh, there's so many people around. I can't approach her. Oh, what would they think? Or, oh, she's looking down at her phone. I don't want to bother her, right? Your brain comes up with all of that and you listen to it and you say, okay, yeah, I'm not going to do it, right? What if you just overcame that? What if you just went one step past that, went to the opposite, just flipped over the coin, said, yeah, this is what it's telling me, but this is what I know I should do. And you do that, Oh my gosh, the fuck yes in your days are flowing. It's honestly why I give compliments all the time, because I'll walk by people and say, "Oh yeah, I can't say anything." You know, hey, I like those shoes, man. Those shit. Those are popping, bro. I like those a lot. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And it turns into great interactions every single time, or whatever it is. Just do the thing. Give yourself the opportunity to have those fuck yeah moments. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Bro, it's more about me than it is about them. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to show the world I'm in a good mood. Hey, guess what, Cap? I like that cap. Ha! There you go, right? There you go. Look at that right there. Hey, I'm just saying it's that easy. And I like what he said. Hey, your mind will tell you every reason why you couldn't do it. Let me tell you, stop getting in your own way. I do it too. Buddy, I'm saying it to myself. Here's the mirror, right? Stop getting in your own way. Stop getting in your own way. Say it to yourself, right? Because that's what's happening. You will tell yourself why you can't go practice today. You will tell yourself why you can't start the business today. You will tell yourself, oh man, why can't I start saving money today? You will tell yourself all these things. And you know what? Your brain's going to be like, that's why. And you're going to be like, yes, that's right. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to do it. So then, therefore, guess what? You do nothing. I'm just saying, sometimes you just have to be like, hey, if the brain says no in this, then guess what? That should be my trigger to say, I'm not lazy. I'm just going to do it. Whatever happens, happens. What's the worst that could happen? You end up in the situation you are right now, which is what you're trying to improve anyway. What if you get it right? Then you're improving it. Hey, just like that guy. Hey, his situation, maybe he's trying to get a girlfriend. If that's the case, any one of those ladies, I think he probably thought were great looking. So, hey, if any one of them would have said yes, his day would have improved immediately. But here's the best thing. His mood was so that when they said no, he was still happy. He was still good. He wasn't looking for, we talked about this before, he wasn't looking for the goal. He was just going through the process.
I was figuring we'd stir up a little bit of perspective off of that one. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out Kyle Frungian. Give him a follow. That is FROONJIAN if you are not watching the show live. And if you are, there it goes right down there in the ticker. But my friends, we have one more to react to. And this one is the shortest, heaviest, hottest one I think we have ever done. I need you to keep your ear holes open wide. I don't need you to be paying attention to anything else. I need you to be focused in on this one right here, because this one is the shits. My friends, I don't know who this man is. I just found it on some random reel. I think he's some random guy who made a reel, and just some other motivational page picked it up and decided to post it themselves. So here we are, a motivational show, deciding to post it out ourselves. My friends, this young man is going to tell us, is it better to pray or to worry?
To say, pray instead of worrying, because worrying is just like worshiping the prop. You better catch it! I saw somebody say, pray instead of worrying, because worrying is just like worshiping the prop. You better catch it!
Tell me what you think about that, Swirl One. Come on.
Come on. Why are we worried about anything? Hey, if you got the 4 or 5 things done every single day, you shouldn't worry about shit. You should just be good. Don't worry about anything. Worrying is literally thinking about things you have no control over, right? You want something to happen, you either do it or you pray about it. Because the only things you pray about are things that money can't buy, right? If you can create it with your own hands and you can make it with your own body, your physical, everything, then you go make that happen. But you pray for the things that those things can't affect. Hey, I really hope my grandma lives a long life. I really want my grandma to do well, right? That's a prayer, because I have no control over that, right? However, hey, I'm praying I get $1 million. Well, hey, Tim, good luck on that one. That's not going to help you, right? Hey, I'm worried I can't pay my bills. Okay, well, then go out and do something about it, damn it. So that's the key, is that if you're worried about something, that means you should be putting in action. Worried means working. You should be working. Worried means I should be working. If I'm making that big priority something that's bothering me, then I should be working to fix it. That's what worry is. Praying is something you can't control, you can't fix, and that's what you're trying to do. Hey, I hope my health is great. Hope my family's good. Cap, I hope your family's good.
Oh, they're great. They're great, Swirl One. I hope yours are too. And I'll tell you what, Man, there's this perspective. The BEAST acronym you gave us: believing endlessly, although struggling tremendously. Believing endlessly, although struggling tremendously, for sure. And you know why our problems seem so big? You know why your trials and your tribulations and all the shit you're going through seem so damn big? It's because you're sitting closer to your problems than you are to God. You're sitting in the company of your problems, of the toil, of the trial, of the tribulation, of the bullshit, when you could be sitting in the company of your creator. He gives you an open opportunity every single day, every single moment, to reach out and talk to him, to hang out with him. He gives you that love freely. Are you worshiping your problems? Are you making your problems your best friends? Are you sitting real close to them, right? You know that analogy of the car freshener and the picture I mentioned a long time ago. You're driving in your car, right? And you see your car freshener, you got it dangling from the rear view mirror. And then you see a car in the other lane on the opposite side of your window. Why does that air freshener look so big compared to the car? Why is the car smaller than the air freshener from your perspective? Because you're sitting closer to the air freshener. And if you just got closer to the car, you would realize how little your problems are. Who's to say, who's to know? Just some thoughts, some perspectives for the second segment of this show. Woo! We're feeling good today, my friends. We're feeling great. All right. Well, that does it for the first two segments of the day. So I suppose we just keep this proverbial showboat surfing the waves of change, and we get in the third and final segment of the day. Let's dive into the live chat, see what the people have to say. It's time for your Answers from the Anvil. Alrighty, my friends, let's dive right in. See what the people are saying out there today. No emails came through overnight, so let's see what we got in the live chat. DEEZYY, who do we got? First one up, Mama Capp. Kim Jones says, forgiveness of self. What's your process to do this?
Hey, I'm just going to tell you, it's so stupid. Get back on the horse, man. Put yourself back in that situation where you have the ability to succeed. If you keep reliving the failure, that's the only memory you have of that. You have to go back and start remaking the cake. You got to do something that says, hey, you know what? Yeah, I failed one time, but I've done it 10 times since then. I've never failed once. That's what does it. That's when you could defeat that demon that's stopping you. That's what I think. And I've had to forgive myself for a lot of things I've said to people, things I've done to people, things I've done to myself, things I've done in front of crowds. I got to tell you everything. But you know what? That's the key. Next time you're in those situations and you see that possibility, you make the better choice.
Yeah. I concur to the umpteenth extent. Just try it again. Get into the solution. Stop living in the problem. True knowledge is being in the exact same situation as before, but this time you get a different outcome. You truly learned something. You truly gained that knowledge. You have to go through the same situation over and over again until you learn. If you miss the mark today, you can rest your head on the pillow tonight, assured that you will wake up tomorrow, and maybe not tomorrow, but probably the day after that, with another opportunity to go into that exact situation, and life is going to say, how are you going to react this time? Are you going to respond this time, or are you going to just choose that reaction? And that's why people stay in the failure mindset, in the life of just the nonstop, oh, woe is me, I'm so bad, I hate my life, I can't ever catch a break. Pull yourself out of that. Stop focusing on all the things you could have had, should have had, would have been, and wanted to be. Focus on what you are now and use what you have now to overcome the obstacles in your path right now. That's how I forgive myself, man. It's just looking myself in the mirror, saying, hey, bub, we might have missed the mark, but you got an opportunity to hit it again today. Let's go get after it. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out, Mama Capp. Great question this morning. What else we got out there, DEEZYY? Anything good from the people? Oh, my guy. What do we got? Jeff Oglesby, our tried and true OG of the OG. GM says, our man. Great morning, Jeff. Debbie Estes, a.k.a. Mrs. Metal Crazy, says, great morning, fam. Happy hump day. Let's crush this day. That's my only plan. GM from our brother from the land down under, Mr. Malka, rightful king his name. You better recognize. Shout out, Malka Sargon. Glue strip off. Set the standard high. Never cut yourself short. Great morning. Ooh, Glue's been setting some pretty high standards for himself lately. Who's to say, who's to know? You better be leveling up because Glue Stripper's down the road. Shout out Angel SD. I've been seeing you putting in those morning workouts, baby. Shout out, brother. Grammy P. Great morning, GP. Great morning, super soldiers. Be the light and spread that PLP. Peace, love, and positivity. For those of you that are new to the acronym, blessings to all, says GP. Great morning, GP. Appreciate you being in here. Mr. Metal Crazy, the other half of the Metal Crazies. Great morning. Fail equals first attempt in learning. And fear equals face everything and rise. Ooh. Jeff Oglesby, I don't look at it as a failure. I see it as an education. Just because you trip and stumble, you are still moving forward. Hey, maybe you got to roll down the path a little bit. Maybe you got to turn into a doggone roly-poly and just be rolling down the path. Who's to say? Maybe you can't even walk the path. Rock of the free world. Shout out our girl Dixie. Great morning, young lady. Always great to see you in the live chat. GM. Who else we got out there? Anybody good? Anything else, D's? When you have your off-site studio, you might invite the neighbors to the studio to bang on stuff to create the original vibe.
That's outstanding. I can't believe I actually heard that today. Cool.
Oh, they were hitting hard. They were hitting hard this morning, boy. I could hear it through my headphones. But I mean, like it's 7:30 in the morning. You're just getting ready for work. Like, just shut your face off and be happy. Airwalks making a serious comeback, says Glue strip off. Who's to say? Who's to know? Maybe we order some Airwalks for all the fam. Enlightened people don't get road rage. Oh, you better tell somebody, Ted Logan. Shout out, my boy. I'm not lazy. I've got dues to pay. Yes, you do, Jared Albright. Let's fucking go, baby. If you guys don't know, you won't know. You got to be in the gateway to know for sure. But this man just started his new journey. Ooh, I can't wait to see where Jared is after these 8 weeks. Let it all go and see what stays, says Chris Aswomada. Hope everyone has a spectacular day. Shout out, brother, man. Appreciate you. Great morning, Shane Harper, a.k.a. Motion, always in constant revolutions. Look at that big old silver back live in prime time in the chat. Shout out to you, Motion. Appreciate you, my guy. Great to see all you amazing humming beans. Anything you want to say to the people while we got their attention? Any comments you saw in there? Anything good, Swirl One?
I saw, if you're feeling down, you don't need any R&R. You just need some F and F. Come on, baby. Shout out, Ted.
You better tell somebody.
I tell you what, that's how you do it right there. Let the neighbors know, damn it. Tell them I did a bang the ceilings to let everybody know we're out here, okay? So there's that. Shout out to Jared for his new journey. Shout out to Glue Strip. Hey, Glue, you probably ought to update that picture because I have a feeling you look a little different than that picture today. Just throwing that out there. Just might want to do that.
That's what I'm thinking too. They're pretty damn close to being done with that old heart of the
I think they're like 10 days away, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty close right a bit. I'm pretty excited to see what the old G-Loos be looking like on the opposite side. It's been them walkies, just them little walkies Mrs. Glue been posted, little walkies at night. Well, what the fuck's going on? I want to see some results. Come on, show me some fucking results. That's what I'm in this for. I don't care about the process. I just want the product. I'm fair. Who's to say, who's to know? Alrighty then, my friends. We've been through your sharpening session. We gave you a little additional perspective in that reaction refinery. We dove into the live chat, looked at all your perspectives, answered a little question from Mama Capp. And now, my friends, it appears it is time to wrap this show up the only way we know how. We can't thank you enough for investing your time here with us. Could have invested 1,000,001 other places, and the fact that you did here, boy, oh boy, we are forever grateful. I certainly don't want to speak for my co-host with the Mo-host. I could tell you a lot of things that I'd imagine are burning on his brain, but I don't want to speak for the things coming out of his face. So please open your ear holes wide as we begin to wrap this show up the only way we know how. DJ Swirl One, you got any final thoughts? Any perspectives? I'm really happy about this impromptu whatever the hell we got going on right now. It's feeling real good deep down inside. Any closing thoughts for the people tuning in to episode 585?
I love it.
I kind of liked what we had going on there. That's pretty good.
I appreciate everybody showing up today and starting their day with Forge and Fuel. You literally could be anywhere doing anything, and hopefully it starts your day off on the right foot with a little bit of energy, a little bit of battery charging, if you will, so that way you can go throughout this day and hand out a little bit extra charge to every single person that you might find out there. First off, I want to thank DZ for bringing the heat behind the scenes. Done a great job today, so that's outstanding. Also want to help, I just can't help but to say, everybody who reposts this, I appreciate you. I see you guys over here. I went through and reposted all of those too. That right there is what's going to grow this show. It's because of you. We like to get up and share all this beautiful motivation, inspiration, messages. We used to have music too, but I mean, we kind of just had some music too. So that's, hey, I might have some more, maybe some Swirl One originals. We could play all day long. We could do that. So shout out to everybody. Hope you're enjoying your hump day. Go out there and kill it. Be a smile, be a light, do something great for somebody today. And I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Ready to rock for Thursday morning. So Cap, take it away. Let's get out of here.
Appreciate you, Swirl One. Thanks for all the vibes, all the perspectives, all the high-level thought this morning, man. Got me fired up. I have no idea what you probably did for all the people tuning in live into the recording. So shout out to you, my man. Don't know who else I do with every single day. Have a terrific, nay, a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, because you, sir, deserve it. As for you chicken suckers, couple of reminders before we get the hell out of here for the day. One is your usual gateway reminder. You might be sitting here thinking, how do I get involved more with these guys? How do I get involved? They talk about this network. I've been seeing them talk about this. What do I got to do? Well, we have a platform where we congregate and communicate. It is called the Gateway. It is your gateway to your future of mental, physical, and financial growth. And it also doubles as a little bit of a Patreon. You can get involved in the shows. You can ask some questions there. You can find maybe some things we talked about, maybe a book we shared. Who's to say, who's to know? And guess what? We give you all that platform 7 days for free 99. You ain't even got to pay us a dime. Fuck, not even a penny. You just got to show up. You just got to say, hey, and this week is the perfect opportunity to do it, baby, because it's a bi-weekly networking meeting week. Tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, we're going to get the crew together. We're going to talk a little mental growth, a little physical growth, a little financial growth, a little world news, a little personal development, and who knows what else along the way. So make sure you RSVP. That event is already up in the DHMG in-person and virtual events channel. Ooh, I said it perfectly today. And if you RSVP, you'll be able to access that live room on Thursday night, baby. Also, if you like what I'm rocking right now, little super soldier, those who stand beside me, I respect. Those who stand behind me, I protect. And those who stand in front of me, I show no mercy. Well, you can certainly pick yours up today at Mine and Shine Apparel. That link is located down in the bio of this here show. And if you like anything you see Swirl One rocking, GACC-wise, maybe a little kitten, maybe that GACC logo, maybe something else he's rocked, you can find that at the GACCProShop.com, also located down in this episode's description. And Swirl One already mentioned it, but I got to tell you guys, I can't thank you enough for all of you who go out of your way to like, to share, to repost, to subscribe, to hit notifications, all the stuff. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It is literally the only way we continue to grow. I can market this fucker till I'm blue in the face, but if nobody gets anything out of it and they don't tell anybody else, then it's null and void. And I know there are those of you who are members of GACC who see this every single day, yet choose not to repost it. I know there are those of you who are members of DHMG who see this every single day, yet you choose not to repost it. I know you see the clips. I know you see the perspective. I know you see our posts. I literally had somebody tell me yesterday or a couple days ago, "Oh man, I've been seeing you on the timeline. It's great." I said, "Then why are you being a hoe? Why don't you share the show? I've never seen you like a single one." They started doing. They caught a case of the hubbadas. Don't let me catch you in a case of the hubbadas. It's not that hard. It's not going to fuck up your algorithm. Actually, it'll probably even improve it. And as a matter of fact, the more that we grow, the more you all have an opportunity to grow. We don't do this for us. We do this for all the boats that are in the ocean. And if we just have an opportunity to continue rising the tide every single day, everybody's going to win. So if you just see something, if you think about it, if you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so, just hit a like, hit a repost, drop a comment. You ain't even got to put no fucking words. Just hit one button. Hell, if you don't want it fucking up your timeline and all the stuff you get, just hit a like. Just hit me a like, please. That's all I ask. Just one little like. Don't be a hoe. Share the show. Let the people know. Help us grow. Woo! What are you? Already doing so. We can't thank you enough for all your support, all your love. Appreciate you making the show what it is and helping me grow DHMG, helping Swirl grow GACC, and helping this big old all-encompassing umbrella get bigger, better, faster, and stronger each and every day. That's all we got for you this morning, my friends. But as always, we give you your 3 reminders. Number 1, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. So stop banging your fucking rattle on your high chair, throw that sucker across the room, click that bastard out, and go get back to work. What? Number 2, even a dead fish can go with the flow. So stop just floating downstream and maybe try turning around and using those fins that God blessed you with for a change. And number 3, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for always having my back, having Swirl's back, having DZ's back, and most importantly, having each other's backs. Thank you for being the change, being the difference, setting the precedent that we not only want to see in Web3, on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, but in this entire wide world, baby. Thank you for being super soldiers. Thank you for being 1%ers. And those of you that are OGs of the family, thank you for being the Diamond Hand fam. For me, your hostess with the mostest, Cappin COLT. For the co-hostess with the mo-hostess, SWIRLONE. And for Mr. Producer, DEEZYY, we appreciate the hell out of each of one of you ladies and guys for showing up this morning, investing your time here at Forge and Fuel, starting your day the right way. You could have invested it 1,000,001 other ways, and the fact that you chose to do it here, we are forever grateful. We'll continue to pay that back to you each and every day by showing up on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours, baby. But for now, that's all we got for you. We can't thank you enough for your big old hearts, all your love, all your support, everything you do to help us grow day by day. Don't forget that you are kind, you are smart, you are important, and you are loved, baby. We bid thee adieu, and we say unto you, peace and love.